and welcome. This is Ageless John, and give you a real quick tour of the little place that I created here at the Dunn Outpost at Gibson Point Pier. Got little traps here for the bad people to walk across, and animals. I get attacked by animals quite a bit, actually, and they don't ever come from there. They come from the waterfront, so it doesn't really help that much. But it looks cool. I've got the little diner here. Got my little bathroom. It's been converted. Got two beds in here. Little warm, toasty, warm feet warmers. I've actually got a mod that does beds. I could probably put better beds in there than that, but whatever. This right here, little campfire for just, you know, to look good. And actually, there's a point of light there that I couldn't get rid of, so I just left it there and then put a campfire on top of it. This is from my water purifier schematic. When you put it down, it gives you something like 30 fresh water right off the bat, which is awesome. And here's my little, I think this was initially the ladies' bathroom. So I cannibalized the wall and put in an ammunition workbench and chemistry station, which was actually already existing in the area, and moved it up there. There's my little dog. I created the little dog using the dog and then Beast Mastery mod. Now, for companions and things of that nature, I will make a separate video. We'll talk about that. In summarization, though, however, a small pet dog is really easy. Colonize people is very hard. And my suggestion is that you just knuckle down, buckle down, spend 11 levels to get the skills required in order to build the beacon. There's just really no good way around it. So this is basically my video on the things that I'm going to include on the next little play I'm going to do. I decided that I'm going to replay a part of, at least, of the Frost, and I was going to do an island start. So I have been experimenting all day long with different builds and different ideas and different concepts. Basically, just different mods to use. What works, what doesn't work. These traps are pretty fun. Yeah. So, but this is what this is all. This video is going to be dedicated to. I don't really know how long it's going to be. I would like to keep it 20 minutes. Is this broken? Oh, huh. And we'll see how long it is. So, Ageless John, and let's just get right into the mods. I've installed a mod that allows the existence of chickens and rabbits in Fallout 4. Normally that, but when you find a wild chicken nest, you can build a little nest for them and grow your own little chickens. Interesting. One of the things that I think is very important in mods is that it makes the game more playable, more enjoyable, a little bit more realistic. And one of the things that I think is important is the ability to do this. Dirty water. White bottle added. R. Refill. Dirty water. Added. White bottle taken away. So, it works. It creates an endless supply of bottles, and you just go in here, drink it, get your bottle back, and then you can refill. Another mod, Unrestricted Farming. Go to here. Food. Again, anything that you find out in nature, you can grow. But you have to be able to find them. Rain fungus, cave fungus. Again, I've got chicken nests installed. Chicken and rabbit mod. Glowing fungus, which I have several of. I can grow those. Not only the ones with the base game, but the ones from the mod. They're all 0.5, so there's no change in the amount of food produced. And if you can find seeds to hub flowers, mutated ferns, which are growing in the wild, because this is one that I gathered, It provides 0.5 food. Silk beans, tarberry, thistles, wild carrots, wild corn, wild melon. So again, that's unrestricted farming. Okay, so I've added 2 more mods to test. 1, remove food health. 2, price your food. What it's supposed to do is make it so that your food and drink do not heal you. And I'm hurt a little bit, so I'm going to come in here and get some purified water. And I didn't heal any. But what it's also supposed to do is make your food feed you more. I consider this to be a really great trade-off. I'm going to sleep till I get hungry. So without the mod, it takes 2 cram, and with the mod, it only takes 1 cram. Because it does double the value of the food. Now, one thing I'd like to point out is pork and beans, when it adds value to this, isn't going to make that much difference. So the low-end food still takes more than you would think, and the high-end food takes less. So it does work. It just doesn't work by doubling all the effects all the time. Some of the effects are going to be slight because of the cheapness of the food. So yeah, it's going to help a little bit, and I think I'm going to run with that mod, Price Your Food. So I started a new game because I installed a mod and I wanted to test and see what it does. It puts random loot in these abandoned stations. And here you go. Antiseptic, cloth. I think that actually, well, other than the fact that this starts with 3 stations right here, which is not my fault, I think it's rather realistic to have the random stuff that you run into actually have stuff in it rather than be completely empty. So I think I like that one, and I think I'm going to run with that mod. Again, that's Lootable Workbenches, and you'll see the link below if you're interested. Well, I finally decided on the ammo crafting mod that I'm going to be using, and it does require perks, and it does require the use of copper in the more advanced versions of it. You'll have to see a link down below. But with the 8mm rounds, the 10mm rounds, excuse me, you do have to use copper. But with the 38 rounds, you just use lead, steel, and adhesives, and they don't even require a rank of gun nut. So for the very beginning stuff, it's pretty easy. Now, some of the other stuff I'm not very happy with. Gun nut, I can face gun nut, but commando, required use of commando for 45. Railway spike, gun nut 2, blacksmithing 1. That makes sense, kind of. 308, sniper, rank 1, gun nut 3. So it's going to be very painful if I have multiple ranges of ammo that I'm using. So that's just one thing to consider. Definitely want to start with 38 though. So we'll see. Another thing that I got is I have a mod that deconstruction of ammo. Okay, here it is, deconstruction. I can take ammo from various calibers, and it's a resource lead production. So based on what ammo I have, it turns it into lead. Right now I don't have anything, so there you go. So I have nothing that's gonna get me that I'm aware of copper, although I do have the default. I believe these are default because I do not have a ammo creating mod installed that does this, so I don't know where these are coming for. These must come with the game in the they do require quite a bit more in the area of raw materials, but a lot less in the area of requirements. So because I'm happy with that. A lot more requirements, a lot less skill. On top of ammo craft, and there's a link down below, I've also got Wasteland Wound Care. It provides another set of healing things. Ace Bandage, limbs only, clean rag bandage. Now ace bandage will treat wounds, but like a wounded arm when you hurt, but it only does limbs. It won't do body or head. That you have to use a stim pack for. Clean bandage heals a little bit. It does heals 12 hit points. The ace bandage only fixes the limb, and I think there's a time. I don't know. I haven't used it yet, but I like another alternative to just finding stim packs. This will not heal you, but it will make the wound stop being a problem. Clean rag. This heals you 12 hit points. Dirty rag removes hit points and rads over time. Glowing blood pack. So I'm just looking at some of the things that... Not all of these are new. Some of these are some of the old things. Here's my bandage, which is from the original Frost. It's a little bit harder to make and heals a lot more. Fungal purge, antibiotics. Purified water. I can make that with rat away. And there's your stim pack. There's a surgical stim. This, from what I understand, heals the wound but does not heal the damage. So it's the same thing as a stim pack without the hit point healing. So if you've got a wounded arm, I believe that fixes it. Surgeon's kit. So yeah, there's a lot of different options added to this. So that's pretty cool. I thought that was an interesting mod. Wasteland wound care to add. Give me a little bit more different variety and possibilities other than just solely relying on stim packs. Another mod that adds various headgears. Let's check that out. I'm creating the Scavenger's Headgear, which is a 8 damage for electric resistance and 1 luck. Let's give it a try. And the reason I'm doing this is because I believe it has a light included with it, and it would be nice to be able to craft that from the beginning. Apparel weighs 2. Yes, it does have a light. And yes, and I actually like that light a lot better than my light from my mining helmet has a very, very bright spot in the middle. You can barely see it like this, but the new headlight, which has better stats actually, is a very diffuse light. So I think that I'm going to really like that better than the mining helmet. Very, very diffuse light. Awesome. And that's from Tactical Flashlights. Again, you'll see the link at the... And I thought I had installed a mod that did sorting of my inventory, but I guess I haven't. Let me go check and see if I can fix that or not. Another mod that I've installed, and I believe I'm going to be using that, is Logical Recipes. What it does is it changes some of the recipes in the game. For one, it makes dirty water go from the requirements of 3 to make 1 purified water to 1. I'm kind of okay with that, but then again, I'm kind of not. It would be nice if there was another requirement in there, for instance, charcoal to siphon out the radioactivity or whatnot. This is just going on the theory that you boil it and it becomes clean water. But if it's radiated, that makes no sense. But anyway, it makes no sense when you do it with 3 things anyway, so 1's fine. Plus, I've taken the effect of the healing effect out of the drinks, So it greatly reduces the drinks values themselves. So basically I just use it to not be thirsty anymore. Adds a couple of more recipes. A dirty Wastelander. Dirty water, which, you know, I can get from anywhere but now. It also changes some of the cooking recipes. You now notice that all these only require one. A grilled radroach. Again, and they're only for the food version. They don't heal anymore. They don't provide any healing. They do provide the stats still, but it only takes one of these to make things work. Again, I've also got it so that the drinking water required is going to be either both the dirty variety and the clean water, purified water to make things, or changed over to the purified water. And other than that, I'm keeping everything else the way that it was. You can also make bandages here with clothing and antiseptics. So everything goes pretty well. I've also downloaded a lot of new player cities or colonies. Well, basically what it does is it places groups of civilization throughout the wasteland, and I have no idea where most of these are. I think I added like 6 or 7, and I added them just for adding variety to the outdoors. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to work or not. I spend most of my time indoors anyway, but I thought I just might add it anyway, because you never know what you're going to run across. So there's some more information about the food mods. Another mod that I'm looking at is I've been using Crazy Earl's moderate scrapping. This is, let me see, Immersive Scrapping 4.0. And these are the things that I get out of a car, and I'm going to use this as the litmus test of whether or not I should use this one or the moderate Crazy Earls. And I'll be right back with Crazy. And here it is with the medium version of Crazy Earls. Let me see, steel wise, a lot more steel, about twice as much. There is no leather. Gears about the same. Nuclear materials the same. There are no springs. There's 5 springs as compared to 2. Screws are the same. Copper is a lot less. Oil is... there is no oil. Huh. Aluminum is the same. But there is some fuse and a broken light bulb, both of which will have copper in them. I think that'll be at least 2 to 4 more pieces of copper. So that's similar. The only difference really being is that this produces rubber and lead, as opposed to the other Immersive, which does not produce any rubber or any lead. And it also produces a fuse and a broken light bulb, which is going to be some copper. So they're actually pretty close to each other. I don't really see an advantage of one over the other. If you really want lead more than this, more than copper, I would suggest you use Crazy Earls. But since I have a mod that converts ammo into lead, my copper needs are actually going to be pretty decent. So I'm going to stick with the Immersive one and see how that works.